Just move on up toward your destination. Though you may find from time to time complication.
We're gonna get right into this, man. Oh, good. My bad. I apologize for the hold up on the Master Fraud video. It gets deeper than we thought. The rabbit hole get deeper. The rabbit keep running. It's coming soon. It's gonna be lit. You make sure you subscribe and you stay up to date with what we got going. So this video right here, what we gonna get into is this whole Aboriginal, Pan-African type shit, you know?
And this place is?
That's Africa. I know that.
That's right, that's Africa. But did you know that Africa is the place where the body of the first man was found? My daddy says that makes it the place where all people originated from. That means everybody's really from Africa. All y'all. Everybody.
I ain't from Africa. I'm from Crenshaw Mafia.
As far as I'm concerned, we're talking about hundreds of years, thousands of years in history. So it's a lot to cover. Everywhere I look, every place I live, all the original people of the land are black, you know what I'm saying? Or what they would call black in today's terminology. I think there's a huge misconception about this whole idea about the Native Americans and the Negroes.
People don't understand. Black people did not just come from Africa. Black people were already in the States. People don't know that, though.
Bro, in this whole Dane Calloway controversy. Shout out to Dane, bro. Right on to the real. I hope he ain't an agent.
I don't like that shit. For sure, bro. I don't like that shit.
You know what I'm saying? But bro be bringing it. And I'm just grateful because at the end of the day, for my own study, my own reading.
Black people did not come from freaking Africa.
The answer's in the books. Nigga, read a book. You can't act like this hood scholarship and all this, blah, blah, blah. Man, go ahead on with that, man. Because at the end of the day, reading a book, nigga, taking a test, writing a paper that make you a better scholar than somebody or more qualified. My nigga Lord Jamar say, I don't know where he got it from. He said those who are qualified, qualify themselves.
Come on now. Come on now. Do the math. That's all you gotta do is do the motherfucking math.
So you know what I'm talking about? But don't get it twisted. Now, I'm a student. Like I said, we in class together. I'm just a nigga in class that won't stop talking. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to go to the car on lunch break. You know what I'm saying? Twist one up.
Dark pair of shades, and you can't see my eyes.
No, but for real, look, on a more serious note, we're gonna get straight to it, man. And we just gonna read it. It say, the world know generally that the Indian of North America are copper colored. Now, what does everybody keep saying? Copper colored. You know what I'm saying? And we can go over that and the shades of copper and what copper look like. Look, it's brown, bro. A whole lot of shades of brown, my nigga. Just like niggas, the so-called Negro. So he say that their eyes are black, and he say their eyes and their hair are black, and they are mostly uncivilized and consequently unchristianized. Don't get it twisted, you know what I'm saying? Because when they concept of civilized is some whole other shit. The world know generally that the Indians of North America are copper colored, that their eyes and their hair are black, that they are mostly uncivilized and consequently unchristianized, that they are nevertheless human beings with features, thoughts, reason, and sympathies like our own, but few yet know how they live, how they dress, how they worship, what are their actions, their customs, their religion, their amusements, as they practice them in the uncivilized regions of the uninvaded country, which it is the main object of this work clearly and distinctly to set forth. So the whole purpose of this book is to describe what the people of the land look like, the copper colored people. You know what I'm saying? He already said the copper colored people. Here he reiterates. Indians of North America, as I have said before, are copper colored, with long black hair, black eyes. Tall, straight, and elastic forms, are less than 2 million in number, were originally undisputed owners of the soil, and got their title to their lands from the Great Spirit who created them on it. So he already saying these people are the indigenous people.
People don't know that, though.
This what they saying. All y'all want to talk about scholarship. Where's the book? What's your source and all that? Look, do you expect these people who are trying to rewrite history, trying to change history and change everybody's identity and rename countries and all this shit, you think they just gonna put it in the book and hand it over to you?
You know I am. I'm gonna run my thing, you know. It's all about the money game with me.
Or you think that the nigga in school getting degrees, you think he gonna tell you the truth? He gonna come right out and tell you the truth?
What do you think?
I think I present my best, but I know it's not enough.
This a cover up. We got them under investigation, man. We got these colonizers under investigation.
Why don't you arrest some white drivers?
I do.
You do? Well, where are they? Look at all these niggas in here.
We're the people, we're the natural owners of the land. You know what I'm saying? What did he say? They were originally the undisputed owners of the soil and got their title to their land from the great spirit who created them on it. You know what I'm saying? We're once a happy and flourishing people, enjoying all the comforts and luxury of life, which they knew of and consequently cared for. Were 16 million in number and sent that number of daily prayer to the Almighty. And thanks for his goodness and protection. Their country was entered by white men, but a few hundred years since, and 30 million of these are now scuffling for the good and luxuries of life over the bones and ashes of 12 million of red men, 6 million of whom have fallen victim to the smallpox, and the remainder to the sword, the bayonet, and whiskey. All of which means of their death and destruction have been introduced and visited upon them by acquisitive white men. And by white men also whose forefathers were welcomed and embraced in the land where poor Indians met and fed them with ears of green corn and with pemmican. Of the 2 million remaining alive at this time, about 1.4 million are already miserable living victims and dupes. All of the Indians tribes, if I have observed before, are religious, are worshipful, and many of them go to incredible lengths, as will be seen in the present instance and many others I may recite, in worshiping the Great Spirit, denying and humbling themselves before him for the same purpose, and in the same hope as we do, perhaps in a more rational and acceptable way. So, you know what I'm saying? They believe in one God, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? One God. OG. You know what I mean? So this is what all the tribes he's observed. You know what I'm saying? They worship the Great Spirit. What he said goes on to say the tribes, so far as I have visited them, all distinctly believe in the existence of a great spirit or good spirit, an evil or bad spirit, and also in a future existence and future accountability. Sounds like the afterlife, heaven, you know what I'm saying? Paradise, you know what I mean? Accountability, judgment, you know what I'm saying? So this is, even though he letting it be known these are the indigenous people, he's still letting you see how they moving on a spiritual level. He says, so far the North American Indian would seem to be one family, one family, one family. You know what I'm talking about? And such an unbroken theory amongst them. I mean, you could rewind it back. They believe in the Great Spirit, you know what I'm saying? They believe in the evil spirit. They believe in the afterlife. They believe in judgment, you know what I'm saying? This is what his experience is, you know what I'm saying, in 1800. Everybody want to say how the native so-called Indians look now, you know what I'm saying? Whatever terminology you use for it to make sense to you, you know what I'm saying? The whole thing is that they were in a process, you know what I mean? Like an attempt. It ain't been no attempt. They did it, you know? They planned on whitewashing the natives so that they could take the land without a war. And now they tricking you niggas into thinking that you something other than the natives, so you'll stop fighting. You know what I'm talking about? And that's what you did. You stopped fighting. You don't want to fight. You know what I'm saying? You want a Gucci bag, one of them little purse joints.
Damn. All of these niggas, they hate. Try to hide you through the gate. Look.
A little one too.
Yeah.
On some real shit. It's a trick, bro. Now listen to what he say. What he talking about in the book is that how the traders, the invaders, you know what I'm talking about, the colonizers.
Look around here. There's enough niggas in here to make a Tarzan movie.
They coming into the land, you know what I mean, sleeping with the women of the tribe so that they could get in good with the tribe, so they could hustle better, so they could move more freely.
See, that nigga wanted the honey. All we want is the money.
You know what I'm saying? Without problems. Talking about, oh, that's so-and-so, my baby mama. You know what I'm saying? So check it out. Now, here go the proof for all you scholarly-ass niggas. I'm gonna put it on the screen. These connections, however, can scarcely be called marriages, for I believe they are generally entered into without the form or solemnizing ceremony of marriage, and on the part of the father of the girls, conducted purely as a mercenary or a business transaction, in which they are very expert and practice a deal of shrewdness in exacting an adequate price from a purchaser whom they consider possessed of so large and so rich a stock of the world's goods, and whom they deem abundantly able to pay liberally for so delightful a commodity. Basically, they pimping, bro, for lack of better words. I mean, you could say it's a dowry, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it goes on to talk about how basically, you know what I'm saying, they flipping their daughters, you know what I'm saying? Like, whoever these people are, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, he could be lying. They could be kidnapping them, raping them. God forbid, you know what I'm saying? Bless their souls. So what he say? Almost every trader and every clerk who commenced business of this country speedily enter into such arrangements, which is done with as little as ceremony as he would bargain for a horse, and just as unceremoniously do they annul and abolish their connection when they wish to leave the country, or change their positions from one tribe to another, at which time the woman is left, a fair and proper candidate for matrimony or speculation when another applicant comes along. He say when another applicant comes along. Well, you know, basically you're gonna leave her, boom, go back to his country or go to another tribe, you know what I'm saying? Because what they trying to do is basically steal the land, you know what I mean, through intermarriage. Not only steal the land, but try to water us down, you know what I mean? We're gonna get into this other book. I got another book I want y'all to check out. This is the Westover Manuscripts, The History of the Dividing Line Betwixt Virginia and North Carolina, A Journey to the Land of Eden, AD 1733. The Indians are generally tall and well proportioned, which make full amends for the darkness of their complexion. So he's a hater, he's a fucking racist. But anyway, he say add to this that they are healthy and strong, with constitutions untainted by lewdness and not enfeebled by luxury. Besides morals and all considered, I cannot think the Indians were much greater heathens than the first adventurers, who, had they been good Christians, would have had the charity to take this only method of converting the natives of Christianity. For all that can be said, a sprightly lubber is the most prevailing missionary that can be sent amongst these or any other infidels. So this how they roll. They're trying to get in with the original people, you know what I'm saying, and sleep with them and steal their land. Listen to what he say. He said, besides, the poor Indians would have had less reason to complain that the English took away their land. He say they would have less reason to complain that the English took away their land. So now he giving them advice in a book. He telling the other Europeans, look, just go and sleep with them, you know what I'm saying, get into the tribe.
When I get a bitch, I got a bitch. Ooh, right on.
And then they ain't gonna complain when you take the land. You could turn her Christian and all that. So they basically just trying to turn shit out, take the land, take all women, you know what I'm saying, or throw them to the side, take the land, check it out. He said, besides, the poor Indian would have had less reason to complain that the English took away their land if they had received it by way of portion with their daughters. Now he's saying we could stop the war with this. We can just whitewash and take the land like that. He telling you, 1700. He laying the blueprint, what they was doing, what they plan to do, you know what I'm saying? And what they were doing, because it goes on in this book to talk about how they was already doing it in Canada and Louisiana. Look, he said, had such affinities been contracted in the beginning, how much bloodshed had been prevented, and how populous would the country have been, and consequently how considerable. Nor would the shade of skin have been any reproach at this day. He said, so if y'all had been doing this by now, they'd already be light-skinned. He said, nor would the shade of the skin have been any reproach at this day. For if a Moor may be washed white in 3 generations, surely an Indian might have been blanched in 2. So now he's telling you, look, we going through and we grafting the people. He even telling you how long it take to graft a Moor. You know what I'm saying? He talking about 3 generations. He said, for if a Moor may be washed white in 3 generations, surely an Indian might have been blanched too. You know what I'm saying? So you talking about, oh, well, what does blanch mean? It said he been blanched. Oh, I'm going to put it on the screen. That's what blanch mean. Right there. You see it? Can you see it? You read it? To turn white. He said the French, for their parts, have not been so squeamish in Canada upon trial, and find abundance of attraction in the Indians. Their late grand monarch thought it not below even the dignity of a Frenchman to become one flesh with these people, and therefore ordered 100 livres. I don't know what it is. Livres, livres, whatever the fuck. And therefore ordered 100 livres for any of his subjects, man or woman, that would intermarry with a native. The Frenchman, he said, they becoming one flesh with the people. Matter of fact, he giving a bonus. He paying you 100 livres, whatever that is. We gonna find out what that is and how much money was they getting paid. And by the time I edit it, I'm gonna show you. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, this school, and I'm a student, you a student. You know what I'm talking about? We learning together. So he say, man or woman. So this nigga, he giving the advice like, why don't y'all just do like what they doing? The French paying niggas to intermarry. So that's why now when what you see so-called, you know what I'm saying, Native American, I ain't saying some of them ain't Native American that's super light-skinned, but this is what happened. Know that this ain't like one spot, I'm just nitpicking, pulling some little shit out the book. This is what they talking about, dog. This how they talking to each other. This is the plan, and they carried out the plan. And now you niggas sitting here looking stupid.
But it's not what I came here for.
You know what I'm talking about? Acting like you know what's going on, when the shit is deeper than that. You know what I mean? And all these fake black movements.
Keep that shit, bro.
That been put into place by these same people that's writing these books. It's too much shit to cover, man. They plan is to get into the tribes through the women, whitewash the children, and steal the land, and steal the land, and steal the land. Man, these niggas out here agents, man. These niggas lying to you, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm finna put it on blast and prove it. All the philosophies are coming from one place. All these niggas that came out the 1930s, you know what I'm saying, 1920s, 1930s. We gonna say 1919, because now that we know about Father Divine, we seen that it started in 1919. This certain ideology, you know what I'm saying, of self-worship and all this, doing whatever you want to do. And now we seeing here that the natives wasn't on that. He already attested to the fact the natives gave it up to the Great Spirit. They believed in the afterlife and all that. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna keep this video short, man, because I don't want to give you too much, you know what I mean? Because it's a lot to digest. These are some of the paintings. These are some of the paintings from the book from George Caitlin's book. So these some of the paintings he painted. You can reconsider, you know what I'm saying, what you've been taught. They printing the books, turn niggas African American when you the natural people of this land. How far you want to go back, bro? I got some more pictures. Pull up some more pictures. 1600s and shit. Far back you go, everybody over here is so-called Negroes, niggas, bro. You look at these pictures, you look at these paintings, you tell me these people don't look like somebody you seen in your neighborhood. Tell me you ain't seen somebody at Walmart look like that. Then they always want to talk about hair. Oh man, they hair too straight and all that. Bro, it's niggas in Africa with straight hair. These people in Africa. Look at these. Put it on the screen. This nigga right here, he look like Miles Davis. You know what I'm talking about? Come on, man. You gotta wake up, man. Get out that little tiny box they got you trapped in, bro. You already know how we rockin', man. Man, at the end of the day, on some real shit, Hawk School is the only school you could trust. And we ain't trying to indoctrinate you or none of that. You already know what it is, man. Imam_OG. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell a friend, man. Tell your auntie, tell your uncle, man. Tell them this God's land, man. You already gave it to us. You know what I mean? Go hug your mama, man. Kiss your grandma, man. You know, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because like he said, they was like one people. Even though it's all these tribes, they was like one people, he said, because all 16 million was offering up prayers to the Almighty, to the Great Spirit. You know what I'm saying? Daily. Land of Eden. Paradise. We was in paradise, bruh. You know what I'm saying? This is our paradise, God-given. Stop commenting on my videos with all that old African shit, dog. Take your ass to Liberia or something, man.
Keep that shit, bro.
Do this shit for us. Peace and blessings.
Just move on up toward your destination. Though you